If you're watching this, that means 2020 is done! Welcome to the New Look Marshall Studios, my YouTube channel, the Live at Marshall's New Year special behind the scenes, and most importantly, 2021! This YouTube channel is a continuation of the musical work I started in 2020 on my Facebook page, and if you've joined me from there, thank you so much for coming over to YouTube and joining me here. If you've no idea who I am and wondering what this is all about, don't worry, I'll be putting up a video soon about me and why I'm doing this and what I'm hoping to achieve. But for now, I'm going to let you enjoy the footage of me listening back to and mostly cringing at the GarageBand sessions I used for the Live at Marshall's New Year special. Have a great new year, all the best for 2021, and I'll see you soon. Okay, this is one vision. Oh yeah, epic fade-in. This one I downloaded the drum track done by a certain Roger Taylor. Let's just turn this up so you can hear it just as well as I can. Oh nice, little fading effect there. Nice little epic synth touch. Okay, we're like a minute in and no song yet. If your intro isn't long enough, then no one's around for the start of the set, and you don't want that, whether you're doing live or otherwise. Not bad at all. Roger Taylor's drum tracks, I mean, if there was one thing I needed to make this sound like a Queen song, it was probably that. No offense, Brian. Just listen to that for a minute. I mean, that is pure drums. And I know that sounds ridiculous, because obviously it's pure drums, but wow. This bit where there's no drums, Roger didn't work to a click, so I just had to hope for the best. And here it is. Just about. Gotta hand it to the Roland Juno for this one. That double time feel is so good. One of the things you really miss when you do all the vocals yourself is you miss that blend when singing in harmony, because the four voices in Queen work so well together. And I mean, this is okay. All through the night, it's a celebration. Whoa, 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 yeah. But compare it to Queen. One vision. You see what I mean? Roland Juno strikes again. The drum track. I know I've said it like 100 times already, but the drum track! This is one of those songs where it's so hard to tell what John Deacon is doing because he merges so brilliantly with Roger Taylor. When you perform just by yourself with a track, you really have to know the track inside out in order to know when to come in and when things happen. And you can give yourself little clues and cues, but it's not quite the same as being able to look back at a drummer or look over at a lead singer. And that's what I really miss about doing these live stream shows, is just that you miss that kind of human connection between band members. And I mean, that's what we all miss, but god damn it, I really missed it when doing these songs. The echo section was weirdly difficult to do. I had to sing a normal lead vocal and then put the echo on top of it, because one by itself just did not sound right at all. But here's what I ended up with. Fried chicken. And obviously, fried chicken. So that was one vision. Not really much I need to change there, but I do need to put a cue in to make sure that I don't miss that last section with the B flat chord, because that nearly got me in June, and it's not going to happen again. So, on to the next one, let's do it. The next one is the moving on and getting over into Africa segue. This project almost literally killed my computer. It was like the hottest weekend of the year, and frankly my computer nearly overheated itself to oblivion. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, getting over, not the same it used to be. Trying to play bass in the style of Pino Palladino, the amazing session bass player, is intimidating. Basically, you have to strike the right balance between tastefully minimalist, yet showing you're an amazing player. Very difficult to do them both at the same time. John Mayer is one of the modern kings of the Strat. He's one of those guys where he picks up a guitar and you know exactly who it is within about 3 notes of him playing it, and that's the sound of a true master. And I sounded like not a true master, but I give it a shot. This part of the song is absolutely beautiful, and frankly it could be its own song. I mean, you got the whole like spacey vocal thing going on. Let's just play that bit again. These outro vocals are from a time before I knew what automation was. Yes, I am ashamed. But what can I say? This whole experience was a big learning curve for me. And the reverb you're hearing is the same reverb I used in the chorus of the next half of the segue, which we'll be hearing soon. I mean, that could be so many things. Yeah, you could use that in pretty much anything. You could just sample that and stick it into a different song completely and it would sound not out of place. We are nearly at the segue. And you know what that means. If you're cultured like me. But what are those little pasted things in there, you ask? Well, let's just solo those up for a minute. Sound familiar? I think so. It's that moment in every party when everyone's just had a little bit too much to drink and everyone's had a spiritual awakening and they know what that sound means. Here we go. When that moment hits, I tell ya, it's magic. Other than the drum and percussion loop, everything on here I recorded by hand, no programming, nothing. And it took a while, to say the least. Even just in this beginning bit, we've got so many layers. The bass, probably the easiest bit. Some 80s strings for you, I mean, beautiful. Again, Roland Juno DI. The best keyboard I've ever owned. Pretty much the only keyboard I've ever owned. Synth brass. Beautiful! Oh yeah, and now the chimes. 1 chime. 2 chimes. Here's the bit you've all been waiting for. Everybody knows about the vocals, right? The vocals are cool. You might have missed this, but this is one of my favourite bits of the song. It's all about those finishing touches, and that's what makes Toto such an amazing band. Just in the studio, they thought of everything and did everything right. Without being too much somehow. Ever wondered how you make verse 2 sound more than verse 1? Toto do it really subtly. There's a tiny little background synth that they have. Sounds normal, right? But what you're missing is... it's just 1 note at a time, but it just makes it. It just lifts it up a tiny bit. Get ready for the line everyone knows. Serengeti. On that little run, just before the chorus, I put in an extra low synth to really give it that kind of magnitude. I spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos of this guy. He programs keyboards to play particular 80s anthems, and he helped me out with quite a few things. just by me looking at his videos, and this is one that I absolutely loved. So this pre-chorus bit. If we listen to a small section of the mix, you'll see what I mean. Ah, yes, the solo. The time it took for me to do the solo tracks is a new definition of forever. And we've just lived through 2020, so you know what I'm talking about. Panpipes. Marimba. Now those are only just pentatonic runs on the keyboard. Those pentatonic runs going up took me a real long time to figure out, just because of the motor skills that I didn't have. It's one thing learning to play a song and doing it well, it's another learning to play 5 songs that you've maybe never done before and learning to do them well in the course of under a week. Normally I would do this from Tuesday through to Saturday. It was hectic, but what can I say? I learned a lot. The guitar in Toto is completely underrated, and certainly in this song. I mean, this was so much fun to do. Probably the least important bit of the song, yet I absolutely loved doing it. It just felt so epic. And just like that, the nearly 10 minutes of musical segue is done. Time for the next one. Welcome to day 2 of Behind the Scenes and Live at Marshall's. Now, let's check out our next song, but before we do, a timely reminder of how old my computer is. I should point out that GarageBand lasted about 4 seconds before doing its favourite trick on me. The old synth fade in. You know what time it is, people. And again, a huge shout out to the Roland Juno DI. It's the best keyboard ever. I bought it about 8 years ago, 2012. Yes, 2012 was 8 years ago. But you know what? It's brilliant. It does everything I want it to. There's a few layers in this intro. Everyone just thinks of the melody synth at the top. Nice. But there's also this layer. Beautiful. Really like shimmery synth. People don't often notice there is a nice little background counterpoint synth going on there. And the downloaded drum track. Just in case you missed that. Really, really tight guitar sound. Love this synth. And here's the verse. I mean, it's just so epic. It's mostly down to that sugary synth sound. And again, because it's the 80s, you've got to have that massive guitar dive bomb sound. Yeah, the backing vocals. Simple but effective. The 80s was a simpler time. Oh, forgot about the Venus. I think I've realised that my sweet spot is the melodramatic 80s backing vocals, like so. Nice. Get ready! Oh, what a chord! I'm sorry, but you are not ready for that drum fill. Wow. Right, guitar solo section. I learned to play this a couple of years ago, and it's easier than it sounds, but still quite hard to get right. Gonna be crap. I'm gonna be crap, actually. Gonna be practicing it again and crossing my fingers massively. I mean, absolute killer guitar sound, so wish me luck, everyone. Actually, if you're watching this, it's January the 1st, and you'll have found out whether or not I nailed it or whether or not I killed it again. We'll see. Epic synth coming up. I wanted to make a big kind of like orchestral trumpet kind of style announcement, but with an 80s style synth, because such a thing couldn't be done 80s style without a good synthesizer. Nice. Oh, really? That's bold. That's very, very bold. Really? Oh! Sorry, musicians. Unresolved chords, bit of a no-no, but what can I say? Sounded good. Felt good, anyway. Yeah, that's the final countdown. 80s best decade. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm still gonna say it. The next one is Get Lucky by Daft Punk, or maybe just Nile Rodgers. This is the Nile Rodgers and Chic version that they do live. You'll notice there's only about one, maybe two different chord shapes for each chord. Yep, that's that same chord again. Worth a shot though, right? You need to watch, if you haven't already, the live versions of this done by Chic, because Kimberly Davis, their vocalist, is nothing short of amazing. And here comes the Strat. Nile Rodgers is the reason I own a Fender Stratocaster, and it never disappoints. I'll tell you something, as a musician, these chords never get old. Weird that they should never get old, but it just still sounds so much fun to play. Nearly every Chip Shop Boys show starts with this song, and I never get tired of it. Those chords just breathe life and happiness into an audience, anywhere, anytime. The 5-string bass getting a proper walk here. One of the things I really like to do on Live at Marshall's is put the different spin on songs, or if somebody else has done it, try and incorporate something from a different version. So the backing vocals here are from the Pentatonics version of Get Lucky. Bit of a breather. There's a video of the famous session bass player Guy Pratt talking about playing with effects and pedals and stuff as a guitarist or bass player, and he says, as a guitarist, once you discovered playing with a delay pedal, why would you ever turn it off again? And that's kind of my rationale for doing this bit here. It just sounds so dreamy and warm. And this is where, again, the Roland Juno DI takes a bow. Amazing vocoder stuff. One of the really cool things about it is that it adds all these different layers each time, and it's what made that original song so great. Here we go, the epic outro time, because every set should have one. Here's my little, thanks for watching, blah blah blah, because this was another set closer, and then... That bit was actually from Lose Yourself to Dance, if you just care to listen to that. And there you have it. Nile Rodgers remains a genius. Welcome to day 3. We're nearly there, people. One of the last songs on the list. Here we go. You'll know what it is when you hear it. Yep. So much reverb on the vocal, but hey, that's what we like here. I wonder if the original guy ever made it. Does anyone know who he is? That's right, we're doing the extended version, because let's face it, you put 20 pence in the machine, you gotta watch the whole show. And here it comes, everybody, the clean guitar. There we go, let's hear that again, shall we? Ooh, little whammy bar there. This bit's great also because you get that wonderful sound reserved for only the finest power ballads, the fretless bass. And if you're looking for another great power ballad with fretless bass, you want to check out I Wish It Would Rain Down by Phil Collins, because it's done by my favourite, Pino Palladino. The guy is just a machine of grooves. Groove machine. Machine of grooves. Groove master. He's good, alright? We haven't talked about the drums yet. That is so much reverb. If anything, I under-egged it, right? Oh wow. Wasn't messing about. Ugh. I didn't say it was perfect. I didn't say it was perfect. The bass never takes a holiday in this song. Or at least not in my version of it. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I know. Oh, wow. The slow onset synth is the stuff of dreams. Instantly, it's 1985 and my hair is huge. Imagine. I know the original doesn't do this, but I wanted to make space for a big guitar solo. You know, think Purple Rain, that kind of thing, because if you got the opportunity, why would you not? I mean, I am not a guitar soloist by any stretch, but we all like to pretend, right? Marshallisms, get ready for the same guitar part again, but heavier. Oh yeah, and the beautiful but definitely overdone harmony backing vocals. Oh yeah, the other classic Marshallism on these recordings. Massive guitar raw sound. Too much power ballading and too much guitar showboating. I blame you, Tom Clark. We're into Top Gun territory now. But how will we know it's nearly the end of the song, you ask? This is how. Is there such a thing as too much dramatic synth? Because I really don't think there is. And that drum sound is still going. Awkward jazz chord coming up. Ooh. Note to self, this is not a 90s Spielberg movie. Don't try and make it like one. Well, that's that. Right, 5 down, 1 to go. Let's do it! Okay, last song of the set. And this is one of mine, an original song. Gasp! If you were watching my shows on Cornerstone Live, you'll have seen me do it already. But if not, hope you enjoyed it. Let's break it down. This is 99. So what I didn't realise is, I wrote this piano part I really liked, and then I realised it's the first few notes of Life by Desiree. Yep, happens to us all. If in doubt, shakers. Just adds movement to anything. Little bit of the lick there, because certain people live on that. I am one of them. A little bit of homage to Corey Wong, my favourite guitar player at the moment. Oh yeah, this nice little dreamy bit. The song's called Nighty Night, so there has to be an element of kind of sounding like dreamy night sky kind of stuff. That synth sound, the Fat Stacks sound from the Roland, is just brilliant. Let's just solo that for a minute. Instant 80s. How do you know the chorus is over? Verse 2's on its way? That. Anyone who's not a drummer will probably listen to my drum parts and go, oh yeah, nice. Anyone who is a drummer will listen to my parts and go, get ready for the Corey Wong fill. And now here comes the dramatic bit. One of my big influences here was MNEK, and if you don't know who he is, God damn it, you should. He's one of the best singers around right now. And You'll probably know him from the song Never Forget You. But he is so much more than that. He released an album called Language a couple of years ago, which totally changed how I think about singing and songwriting, and the guy is just incredible. So many vocal tracks, and even more underneath. And I wonder why this thing crashes my computer. And now it's ready for the beat to kick off. Ready for the beat to kick off? Let's kick the beat off, let's do it. Yes, that bit is pure George Michael, I know. I grew up with his singing. What more do you want? And how many vocal tracks is that, you ask? It's this many. We got to talk about that bass part, because I posted it on Instagram a little while ago, and it was actually a complete accident. I was just messing about and it sounded great, so there it is. That one came from listening to a lot of Dua Lipa's album called Future Nostalgia, full of amazing bass work. And if you haven't listened to Future Nostalgia yet, where have you been? Go and do it right now. As they say in the business, let's take it to the bridge. And you know what that means. More 80s piano sounds, yeah! Slight fade out here. Wait, what was that? The epic downbeat? That's right. Want more vocal tracks? Yeah, you do. I'm on my own now. Those slight pops and hisses you can hear are my computer being really, really not okay with how much it's having to do right now. So we're nearly doing a fade out. Nearly. Vocal fade out. Synth fade out. And it's nighty night from the song. And there you have it. Nighty night. Thank you so much for checking out my video. I really, really appreciate it, especially if you're one of my Facebook fans who's joined me, following me over to YouTube. This is a bizarre musical journey for me, and I'm really, really appreciative of your support. So I'm now going to say something I never thought I'd ever say, but here it is. Subscribe.